Worried about buying train tickets in Italy? Afraid you'll hold up the line or say something wrong in Italian? Well, relax. You only need 10 simple phrases to do all of this confidently without using a word of English. So in today's lesson, I'll teach you the exact phrases that Italians use to ask for tickets at the counter, to choose one-way or a round-trip ticket, to pick your seat, check the platform, and even validate your ticket, all in real Italian, no grammar drills and no overwhelm. Whether you're buying a high-speed ticket to Florence or hopping on a regional train to Orvieto, these essential Italian travel phrases will help you sound like a pro in no time. And I've even included a real-world dialogue so you can practice speaking right here with me today before your trip. As always, we're going to use my 80-20 method and approach to learning Italian. That means we'll focus on the top 20% of vocabulary that you'll need 80% of the time in Italy, so you won't waste any time learning stuff that you don't actually need. And don't worry about taking notes, I've done all the hard work for you. To help you to practice what you're about to learn here today, make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet. It includes all the vocabulary and examples from this lesson. Plus, it includes a bonus vocabulary list with pronunciation guide. Just click on the link in the description box below this video to get your copy. Pronti? Are you ready? Iniziamo. Let's get started. Ciao, I'm Michelle with 1L and I was born in Australia, and my Italian dad named me after my nonno Michele. But I didn't speak a word of Italian growing up. I learned it as an adult, and now I help thousands of students like you do the same using my unique 80-20 method. So if you want to learn Italian, connect with your heritage, and have more authentic travel experiences in Italy, you're in the right place. So in today's lesson, we'll first walk through the typical steps involved in buying a train ticket in Italy, highlighting the most useful phrases at each stage that you should remember. Step 1. Start with a greeting. Now, before making your ticket request, begin with a warm smile and a classic Italian greeting. Something simple like
Salve, buongiorno.
Hi, good morning. Here's a tip. Whether you're at a ticket counter or speaking to a staff member, this small gesture sets the right tone and shows you're not just another rushed tourist. Now, for a more in-depth guide to Italian greetings with different variations to sound more natural, make sure you watch my video right here. Step 2. Ask for a ticket and say where you're going. It's time to get to the point. Be clear and direct when asking for your ticket. Here is your go-to phrase. It is
Vorrei un biglietto per Firenze, per favore.
I would like a ticket to Florence, please. Now, if you're buying more than one ticket, just replace the article, un or a, with the number that you need. So it becomes
Vorrei 2 biglietti per Firenze, per favore.
I would like 2 tickets to Florence, please. Here's a tip. Vorrei, meaning I would like, is a great word to memorize. This is the present conditional of the verb volere, and it is a polite, all-purpose expression that works in almost any request, whether you're shopping, buying gelato, ordering at a restaurant, and much more. Speaking of which, if you want to learn how to order gelato in Italian and the phrases that you will need, make sure to watch my video lesson right here. Okay, it's time for step 3. State the time you'd like to travel. Now, once you've stated where you're going, the ticket seller may ask something like
Per quando?
for when, or
Quando desidera partire?
when would you like to travel? Don't panic, just keep it simple. Here are a few easy ways that you can respond.
Oggi. A che ora è il prossimo treno?
Today, at what time does the next train leave? Naturally, you can adjust the time and day depending on your plans. For example, you can say
Questo pomeriggio alle 16.
this afternoon at 4 p.m,
Domani mattina.
tomorrow morning,
Venerdì sera.
on Friday evening. Here's a tip. Ticket agents often assume that you want the next available train unless you say otherwise. So if you plan to travel later in the day or on another day, be sure to mention it to avoid any surprises. Now, to do that, it's helpful to familiarize yourself with how Italians say the days of the week and the time. Speaking of which, if you want to learn how to tell the time in Italian, make sure to watch my video lesson right here. Moving on to step 4, check the price. Now, as the ticket seller lists your options, you might hear things like
Il prossimo treno parte tra 10 minuti.
the next train leaves in 10 minutes, or
C'è un treno ogni ora.
there's a train every hour. Now, before you choose, it's smart to confirm the price of a specific train, especially if you're comparing departure times or want to stay within a certain budget, in which case you can ask,
Quanto costa il biglietto per il treno delle 3?
how much is the ticket for the 3 o'clock train? Here's a tip. Train prices can vary depending on when you travel, with peak hours and major holidays often meaning higher fees. If you're traveling on a budget, it's always worth asking if any discounts apply, in which case you can ask,
C'è qualche offerta?
are there any offers available? Or you can say,
C'è uno sconto per studenti, senior, famiglie?
is there a student, senior, family discount? Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, which you'll find a link to in the description box below this video. Now, moving on to step 5, choose between one way or a round trip. After you've shared your destination and travel time, the ticket seller will ask,
Andata e ritorno?
round trip. This is the time to confirm the type of ticket you want, in which case you can say,
Solo andata, per favore.
only one way, please. Here's a tip. Sometimes discounts are available on same-day round-trip tickets on high-speed trains, so it's worth asking the ticket seller if you're planning a quick day trip to Venice or Florence, for example. Moving on to step 6, check if the train is direct. Now, once the ticket seller gives you the next available train, it's always a good idea to double check if you need to change trains along the way. To ask if it's a direct route, you can say,
È diretto o devo cambiare?
is it direct or do I need to change? If they say you need to change, you can ask for more details on where, dove, and if you'll have enough time in between the two trains, in which case you can ask,
Quanto tempo ho per il cambio?
how much time do I have to change trains? Here's a tip. Direct trains are definitely more convenient, but sometimes a train change can give you a chance to stretch your legs and enjoy a new place. And if you're not in a rush, it might even be a fun detour. For example, some Tren Italia trains going from Milano to Trieste require a change in Venice. Just saying. Okay, moving on to step 7. Which travel class do you want to choose? Now, Italian trains often offer different classes, especially on high-speed routes, so it's helpful to know your preference before the ticket is issued. The ticket seller may ask you,
Che classe facciamo?
which class would you like? To reply, you can say,
Prima classe. Seconda classe, per favore.
first class, second class, please. Here's a tip. On high-speed trains, there are multiple classes with varying levels of comfort and services. You can compare them in detail on the Trenitalia and Italo websites. However, on local trains, all carriages are quite similar, and some don't even have class distinctions. In those cases, you can just ask for a
Biglietto standard.
standard ticket. Moving on to step number 8, choosing your seat. Now, depending on the type of train, your ticket might include a reserved seat, or you might be free to sit wherever you like. The ticket seller may ask you,
Ha preferenze di posto?
do you have a seat preference? Or simply,
Corridoio o finestrino?
aisle or window. To express your choice, you can say,
Un posto vicino al finestrino. Corridoio, per favore.
a seat near the window, aisle, please. Here's a tip. On high-speed trains, a reserved seat is always included. On regional trains, though, seating is usually open, that is,
Senza prenotazione.
without reservation, so you can just board and take any available spot. If you're unsure whether seats are assigned, you can always ask the ticket seller,
Posso scegliere il posto a sedere?
"Can I choose a seat?" Moving on, we have step number 9, and it's time to pay. Now that you've selected your ticket and confirmed the details, the ticket seller will likely say,
Sono 55 euro.
"It's 55 euros, and may add,
Paga con carta o contanti?
do you want to pay by card or cash?" Most train stations in Italy accept credit cards and debit cards, but it's best to check if specific payment methods like American Express or Apple Pay are accepted too, in which case you can ask,
Posso pagare con American Express, Apple Pay, Google Pay?
"Can I pay with American Express, Apple Pay, Google Pay?" Here's a tip. This is your last chance to ask any details you've forgotten to ask earlier. For instance, you may say,
Il biglietto è valido solo per questo treno?
"Is the ticket only valid for this train?" Or you can ask,
Il biglietto è rimborsabile?
"Is this ticket refundable?" Moving on to step 10, double check the platform. Now with your ticket in hand, there's just one thing you need to confirm, where exactly your train is departing from. So before you say arrivederci, goodbye, make sure you ask,
Da quale binario parte il treno?
from which platform does the train leave? Here's a tip. I binari, meaning train platforms, can sometimes change unexpectedly, especially at busy stations. Even if you were told a number at the counter, it's smart to keep an eye on the big digital boards labelled partenze, departures. They'll show you the train number, destination, and the most up-to-date platform information. If you're unsure, you can also show your ticket to a station staff member and ask them,
È questo il binario giusto?
"Is this the right platform?" Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet with all the vocabulary from this lesson. Just click on the link in the description below this video. Here's a bonus tip. Don't forget to validate your ticket. Now, if you're traveling with a paper ticket for local or regional trains, there's one more crucial step before you hop on board. You must validate your ticket. This means stamping it at one of the machines near the platforms. Forgetting to do this can result in a multa, a fine, even if you have paid for the ticket. If you need help, you can ask,
Dove posso obliterare il biglietto?
"Where can I validate the ticket?" Here's a tip. The obliteratrice, validating machine, is typically a small green or yellow machine. All you need to do is insert one end of the ticket into it until you hear its stamp, and that's it, validated and you're ready to travel. Now let's put everything we've learned here today into a real-life sample dialogue so you can practice your speaking skills. To do this, listen to the dialogue of both parts. Pay particular attention to person A, who is buying the train ticket. Then repeat what they have said in Italian. Are you ready? Iniziamo! Let's begin.
Buongiorno, mi dica.
Salve, vorrei 3 biglietti per Venezia, per favore.
Certo, per quando?
Per domani mattina, intorno alle 9.
C'è un treno alle 9:10. Può andare bene?
Quanto costa il biglietto?
€35.
C'è qualche sconto per andata e ritorno in giornata?
Sì, c'è uno sconto del 40%.
Perfetto, Allora, 2 biglietti andata e ritorno per domani. Grazie.
A che ora volete tornare?
Prima delle 20.
C'è un treno alle 18:45. Potrebbe andare bene?
Sì, grazie.
In totale sono 110 euro. Carta o contanti?
Pago con carta.
Ecco i biglietti. Buon viaggio!
Grazie. Arrivederci.
Now that you've got some speaking practice under your belt, let's take a look at the types of trains that you can take in Italy. Italy has two major train operators. Trenitalia, which is the state-owned national rail service, covering everything from local routes to high-speed lines. Italo is a privately owned company focused on high-speed connections between major cities. So when travelling through Italy by train, you'll have a few different options depending on your route and budget. Here's a quick overview of the main types of trains that you'll encounter.
Treno ad alta velocità.
High-speed train. This is fast and sleek. These trains connect major cities, often with few or no stops in between. Both Trenitalia and Italo offered this type of train travel. And here's a fun fact. Trenitalia's high-speed train comes in 3 categories. Frecciarossa, meaning red arrow, Freccia Argento, meaning silver arrow, and Freccia Bianca, meaning white arrow. Together they're known as le frecce, the arrows. So if you hear someone say,
Prendo una freccia per Roma.
literally, I'm taking an arrow to Rome, you'll know what they mean. The next type of train that we have is
Intercity. IC.
Now this is a solid mid-range option, cheaper than high-speed trains, but they're still quite fast, and they're even on Instagram. These trains stop in more towns and smaller cities, making them a great choice for scenic, flexible travel. For example, travelling from Milan to Bologna on an intercity train lets you stop and explore charming places like Piacenza, Parma, or Reggio Emilia. The next type of train we have is
Regionale. R.
Regional trains are cheaper but also slower, as they also stop in smaller towns and often involve a change or two, especially on longer routes. These are ideal if you want a scenic ride and don't mind a longer journey. For instance, a regional train from Florence to Rome takes about 4 hours, and a change at Orte, and stops in beautiful towns like Arezzo and Orvieto. Next we have
Regionale veloce. RV.
These fast regional trains are an express version of the regionale. Same price range, but fewer stops. This is a great choice for medium distance travel, for instance between Florence and Bologna, without the cost of a high-speed ticket. Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet if you haven't done so already. The link is in the description below. Now here are a list of some major Italian train stations that you should keep in mind. Now when buying train tickets in Italy, it's important to know that big cities often have multiple train stations, some of which are located far from the city centre, in industrial areas or suburbs. And the last thing you want is to step off the train in the middle of nowhere. So to make sure you arrive in the right place, here are the major stations to look out for in Italy's major cities. They include
Venezia Santa Lucia. Torino Porta Nuova. Milano Centrale. Genova Piazza Principe. Bologna Centrale, Firenze Santa Maria Novella, Roma Termini, Napoli Centrale, Bari Centrale.
Now, to continue your learning and to help you practice everything you've learned here today, make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, which includes a bonus vocabulary list with pronunciation. Just click on the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this lesson, then you'll love Intrepid Italian, my series of online self-paced video courses that break down everything you need to know about Italian using my unique 80-20 method. More details in the description below. And if you enjoyed this lesson, don't miss my lesson on how to order gelato in Italian in this video right here. And if you want the 10 must-know phrases that you need in Italian for any type of emergency, this video here is a must. And they both include, as always, free PDF cheat sheets. In the meantime, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those notifications so you get an alert when I post more videos like this one. Un abbraccio! Ciao!